vector is defining the position of a particular point, a particular object from the origin of the coordinate system. See the figure, I think it will be very clear. Point A is here in the coordinate system xy, and from the origin the distance is vector r. So vector r is defining the position of position of the body A, point A. Similarly, go through the displacement vector. Suppose A point is having at the position vector r1 from O, and B is having the position vector r2 from O. Then the displacement vector will becoming the modulus of r1 minus r2. Modulus means, mod means always consider the positive value. If r1 is greater, we have to take r1 minus r2. If r2 is greater, you take the r2 minus r1. Now second point is the fundamental definitions of the vector algebra. That is, first is the modulus of vector, already I have explained. It depicts the magnitude of a vector and it is denoted by the modulus of p vector, or simply it is p. Always consider the positive value. The second, the negative vector. It is having the same magnitude but opposite in direction. Now you see the figure, it is also very clear. P is equal to minus p1. Now third is the collinear vectors. Collinear vectors are equal or unequal magnitudes but directed along the parallel lines, either on the same line or in the same direction or in the opposite direction. If you just see this figure, I think it will be more clear. Both the vectors are in the same direction in a one line, they are parallel or anti-parallel. Now co-initial vector, as it is very clear from its name that the initial point is the same. So O is the initial point and it is having the common initial point O, and all the vectors are initiated from that point, P, Q and R. Then fifth, a localized or the fixed vector. It is having the fixed initial point or the tail. The non-localized or the free vector, it is not having the fixed initial point or the tail. Now coplanar vectors are lying on the same plane of paper as it is shown in the figure. This is the P, this is Q and this is R. So it can be represented on the plane of paper, so that is why they are known as the coplanar vector. Now very important thing is the unit vector. It is having the unit magnitude and directed in the same direction of a given vector. It is denoted by P cap is equal to P vector divided by modulus of vector P. Now Cartesian coordinate system, it is the x, y, z. Now the unit vectors for the x, y, z direction are shown by the I cap, j cap and k cap. Now the vector P will be represented in the three dimensions, that is the Px I cap plus Py j cap plus Pz k cap. Now addition of vectors, that is the third point we are taking. A, the two vectors are in the same direction. If both the vectors are in the same direction, we all know that both are being added. Suppose for an example, if the two vectors are 10 Newton and the 5 Newtons both are in the same direction, so ultimately the resultant will be 15 Newton. And if the two vectors are in the opposite direction, suppose one force is 10 Newton in the one side and opposite side of it is 5 Newton, then the resultant vector will be equivalent to 10 minus 5, that is only the 5 Newton. So see this, R is equal to A plus B and R is equal to A minus B. Now important thing according to the examination point of view, triangle law of vector addition. It's also very easy. If the two vectors A and B are representing the two sides of a triangle, then the resultant vector will be given by the third side of a triangle taken in the opposite cyclic order. Now it is not essential that we are just drawing the vector B first. We can draw the vector A first also. So draw a dotted line here and then measure this angle either this way or that way. अब कोई भी एंगल मेजर करेंगे आपका उसी पॉइंट पे वेक्टर ए इंक्लाइंड हो जाएगा. नाउ एट दिस वेरी पॉइंट ओ, draw the vector A by making the same angle which is given. Then A के हेड पे B का टेल आना चाहिए. एक वेक्टर के हेड पे दूसरे वेक्टर का टेल आना चाहिए, तो B का यहाँ पे टेल आ जाएगा. तो B ड्रॉ कर देंगे. B एकदम पैरेलल है एक्स एक्सिस के, तो उस वहीं पे ड्रॉ कर देंगे और जो रिजल्टेंट होगा that will be in the opposite cyclic order and it is also equivalent to R is equal to A plus B. Now parallelogram law of vector addition, if the two vectors vector A and vector B, if they are represented by the two sides of the parallelogram, then the diagonal is representing the resultant vector. Now similarly we can define the polygon law of vector addition. If vectors A, B, C and D are represented by the sides of the polygon, then the closing side in opposite cyclic order is representing the resultant vector R. So here the closing side is from P to T, it is representing the resultant vector R, and vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B plus vector C plus vector D. Now fourth point is the properties of the vector addition. That means the vector addition is having the commutative property. That means A plus B or is equal to B plus A. यानी कि अगर हम 2 plus 3, this is also 5, and 3 plus 2, it is also 5. This property is known as the commutative property. Similarly, associative property, जैसे A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C, यानी कि हम कोई भी ग्रुपिंग पहले लें या बाद में लें उससे भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. तो दिस इज द एसोसिएटिव प्रॉपर्टी. नाउ जीरो वेक्टर और द नल वेक्टर, तो हैविंग जीरो मैग्नीट्यूड एंड एन आर्बिट्रेरी डायरेक्शन. आर्बिट्रेरी डायरेक्शन, आर्बिट्रेरी का मीनिंग होता है कोई स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्शन का ना होना. नो स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्शन, किस डायरेक्शन में है इट इज नॉट नोन. तो जीरो वेक्टर, it is also having the no specific direction. What are the characteristics of the zero vector? अगर वेक्टर A में नेगेटिव ऑफ द वेक्टर A ऐड कर देंगे तो हमें जीरो वेक्टर मिलेगी. अगर जीरो से हम वेक्टर A को मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे तो भी हमें जीरो वेक्टर मिल जाएगा. नाउ प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ जीरो वेक्टर, अगर वेक्टर A में जीरो वेक्टर को ऐड करेंगे या सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे तो वेक्टर A पे कोई भी फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, यानी कि वेक्टर A और वेक्टर A ही आएगा. अगर किसी नॉन जीरो नंबर को जीरो वेक्टर से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं इट बिकम्स जीरो. तो ये दिस आर द वेरी कॉमन थिंग्स विच यू आर इन द हैबिट ऑफ इट. वी आर ऑल आर हैबिचुअल. अगर किसी भी नॉन जीरो क्वांटिटी को अगर जीरो से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं तो हमेशा ही जीरो आता है. उसी को जब वेक्टर पढ़ रहे हैं तो उसको जीरो वेक्टर कह रहे हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज द फिजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ इट? जीरो वेक्टर, it represents the position vector of origin. It represents the displacement of a stationary object during any arbitrary time interval. Arbitrary का मतलब यही होता है कि जो कि बदल सकता है लेकिन है कांस्टेंट. जैसे हमें एक और एग्जांपल मैथ्स का देते हैं. एक स्ट्रेट लाइन की इक्वेशन आपने पढ़ी होगी, x अपॉन a प्लस y अपॉन b इज इक्वल टू 1. तो यहाँ पर a और b जो हैं वो आर्बिट्रेरी कांस्टेंट कहे जाते हैं. जैसे पाई जो है वो परमानेंट कांस्टेंट है, लेकिन इस इक्वेशन में a और b, क्योंकि एक लाइन आप ड्रॉ करेंगे उसमें x का जो जहाँ पे वो कट करेगी वो डिस्टेंस कुछ अलग होगी, y को का कुछ अलग होगा, लेकिन अगर उसी के साथ साथ दूसरी कोई लाइन ड्रॉ कर देंगे उसमें a और b की वैल्यू बदल जाएगी. तो इस तरह के कांस्टेंट्स को हम आर्बिट्रेरी कांस्टेंट्स कहते हैं. यहाँ पे फिजिक्स के लेवल पे, फिजिक्स के टर्म्स में आर्बिट्रेरी का मतलब है कि उसकी कोई भी स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्शन ना होना. इट रिप्रेजेंट्स द एक्सीलरेशन ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट हैविंग यूनिफॉर्म वेलोसिटी. तो टुडे वी हैव सीन वेरी सिंपल थिंग्स which was already known to us, so I don't think any problem will be there. These are the basics the null vector or the zero vector and the r cap, that is the unit vector. These both will be used in the class 12th. So please be careful, and on the next turn, on the next lecture, we'll just begin our lecture from the subtraction of vector and the resolution of vectors. Thank you children. Thank you very much.